All right, well, take this for whatever you want to take it for, okay?
Yeah.
I figured, a lot of times, like, you'll look at power rankings. I know you're a big power rankings guy, so you're constantly looking at them. You're just printing them out of the printer in there, and they're just piling up in the newsroom.
Yeah. I've got my stats that I am deferential to, no doubt about it, but power rankings, no.
Well, in football, it's conducive to looking every week just to kind of see where, certain teams are. In basketball, I don't look very often, but I did figure, maybe a good time to just look. The Suns haven't played in a little bit, and then they had the All-Star break just before that. Beal's out, and they were playing great, and now it's kind of up and down. So I looked at a couple. I looked at CBS. CBS had them 11th, and I looked at ESPN. ESPN had them 9th.
Okay. Just inside the top 10.
Just inside the top 10, but it's just a list. But if they finish the season, let's say 9th, that's not what any of us or Matt Ishbia or any of the players signed up for. You didn't go all in for 9th in the NBA, okay?
We got the big three. We're going to be number 9. Yeah, baby.
Right inside the top 10, but not showing off.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? I was talking about this yesterday. There's something in the way, and I don't know what it is. And, I think the big three not playing once again, I am definitely very interested to see Bradley Beal when he comes back in the big three and how this team solidifies when he comes back. I am very, very interested in seeing that there.
Yeah, I mean, just to kind of build on that for a second, when we had K-Ray on before, that's why I was asking him a little bit about, how long is it going to take to get and I don't mean like how long is it going to take Beal and Booker and KD. It's like, is Royce O'Neal still going to be in a role where he's capable of dropping 6 threes in a game, or just kind of like Royce O'Neal? I don't want to disrupt what he's doing right now. I don't want to disrupt what Grayson Allen's doing right now, but I also need Bradley Beal. So I want him to come back, disrupt it once, because it's going to be a disruption. And then no more disruptions. Like, let's go here. We're running out of time.
Yeah, and, once again, the reason why I say this is because I know you're going to lose a game from time to time, brothers. You are definitely going to do that. If you are a good team, if you're a great team, you're going to lose a game from time to time. It's who you lose to that is very interesting to me. We've seen some notable losses to some teams that have not really been that great, that the Phoenix Suns should beat Portland, being one of them.
San Antonio.
Right? San Antonio, Houston. I just, again, there are these lapses that happen. And that tells me there's something in the way.
I will say this, though.
And I don't know what that something is.
This is who they've lost to since Christmas. Again, they're 20-9 since Christmas. So I don't disagree with what you're saying, but they are 20-9 since Christmas. Their losses are to the Clippers, Memphis. That was Memphis without Ja. The Clippers again. I mean, those are the 2 Clippers losses are frustrating but acceptable. The Pacers, that was an irritating game.
No, I'm sorry. I realize they have an excellent offense. So what? We got the big 3.
Booker put up 62 in that game and you lost.
You kidding me? Right, exactly. They got us into a shootout.
Yeah.
The Pacers said, you know what? We don't care you got the big 3 out here. We're actually we're gonna get you into a shootout.
I would venture to guess that if you sat Frank Vogel down and asked him which loss bothers him the most this season, that might be the.
I think you're probably right.
Especially based on some of his post-game comments, where he's like, normally a team plays us like that and we just go off.
Yes.
Orlando's fine. Atlanta's not.
Yeah.
Golden State, Dallas, and then Houston. So
okay, so once again, there's some bad losses in there, if you ask me. And the loss to the Rockets the other day, that was bad as well. So it's really interesting because the point differential for the Phoenix Suns, I'm big on point differential, ladies and gentlemen. I always have been. I think it gives you a good indicator, offensively and defensively. Point differential. How much do you actually win games by or lose games by, for that matter, right?
Here, don't read any of the teams yet.
Okay.
Just tell me where the Suns are.
The Suns are number 11.
Okay. Point differential. I'm looking at FanDuel right now. I'm gonna read you the team's favorite ahead of the Suns to win the title, and you tell me where they are in point differential. Okay.
Okay.
Because there's a big drop off. The Suns are still number 5 on FanDuel in terms of just odds to win the NBA title.
Okay. Cool.
But there is a significant drop off from 4 to 5. All right, so number one, the favorites are the Boston Celtics.
The Celtics are number one in point differential. Okay?
Okay.
Number one, 10.4 points per game. Number one.
Number two is Denver.
Denver's actually number 7 in point differential.
Okay.
4.1.
The Clippers, they're number 3.
Clippers are number 5 at 4.5.
All right. And then the Bucks.
The Bucks are actually number 8.
So all four of them,
right there.
But
so
still top 8.
Yeah, absolutely. Top 8 right there. But it goes Boston, OKC, Minnesota, Cleveland, and the Clippers. There's your top 5 point differential. What do all those teams have in common, Babes? I mean, ask yourself that. They're winning a lot more games than they're losing games. That's what they have in common right there for the most part. That takes good offense, good defense.
Who are the teams? Boston, Minnesota, OKC?
Yeah.
Cleveland and
the Clippers.
So those, just in terms of record this season, those are 5 of the top 6 teams.
There it is.
And Denver's the other one.
So point differential is a good way to look at it and say, man, I wonder, how is this team playing basically right now? The Houston Rockets, number 24 in point diff, and the Phoenix Suns, number 11. So going back to the original conversation where some of these entities had the Suns out of the top 10 at number 11. Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, and it makes me just, if this team gets rolling, and I know we're going to hear this from the playoffs start. We're going to hear, though, even nationally, it's like, well, this team does have Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal, so they can be dangerous. And certainly if the Suns start to put together a run, there's probably going to be some revisionist history nationally of like, oh, yeah, obviously we saw this coming, even though most people don't seem to see it coming right now, and it might not happen. But if they go on a run, you could see potentially them maybe crashing a party that everybody has already decided Boston, Milwaukee, Denver, and the Clippers are the 4 teams that are going to, right? That's going to be your Western Conference and Eastern Conference finals. Clippers, Nuggets, Celtics, Bucks, right? And who could possibly break that up? I would argue the Suns are outside of those 4 the next team most likely to break it up, because if they get going, they could beat, I would say, anybody except Denver or Boston right now in a 7-game series.
Something in
maybe
the way.
Milwaukee.
Something in the way right now. I'm not saying it can't be rectified, but it just feels like there's something in the way for me personally.
Thanks for watching Wolf and Luke. Tap to see more and click the button in the middle to subscribe to Arizona Sports.